Alcatraz Prison, also known as The Rock, was built in 1934 on the island of the same name, near San Francisco, in the United States. It was considered one of the safest prisons in the world, due to its remote location and strong security system. The escape of Alcatraz inmates in 1962 was an extraordinary event that defied all expectations and norms of prison security. Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarice Anglin were the brains behind this daring escape. For 7 months, they meticulously planned every detail, using ingenious skills and tireless determination. The first step was to dig a hole in the wall of their cells, a task that required patience and discretion. With just spoons and coins as makeshift tools, they managed to create an opening in the wall, which allowed them to access the ventilation pipes. This was just the first step in an elaborate plan that involved multiple obstacles. To avoid detection by guards during the nightly count, inmates created fake papier-mâché heads, using simple materials such as toilet paper, toothpaste and human hair. These heads were positioned on their beds to simulate their presence as they escaped through the ventilation tunnels. During the escape, the inmates faced physical and emotional challenges, navigating the narrow tunnels and facing the uncertainty of their destination. They knew they had limited time before their absence was discovered, and every minute was crucial to the success of their mission. Finally, after overcoming all odds, the inmates emerged from the ventilation system and reached the prison ceiling. From there, they went down the external water pipe and managed to reach the coast, where they boarded makeshift boats made from raincoats. After the spectacular escape of Alcatraz inmates in 1962, a series of mysteries and theories emerged surrounding the fate of the fugitives. Although authorities assumed they did not survive the journey through the icy waters of San Francisco Bay, many unknowns remain to this day. One of the most persistent theories is that the fugitives managed to reach the coast and lived their lives in secret, avoiding capture by authorities. There are reports of sightings of the detainees in different parts of the world, fueling speculation about their possible survival. Another theory suggests that the fugitives died during their escape or shortly afterwards, either due to adverse conditions in the maritime environment or other unknown factors. However, the lack of concrete evidence makes it difficult to confirm this hypothesis. Additionally, allegations emerged that the detainees had lived in Brazil for years, taking refuge in rural communities and remaining off the authorities' radar. Although these reports are controversial and require confirmation, they contribute to the mystery surrounding the escape from Alcatraz. Possible evidence of survival, such as a letter allegedly written by one of the fugitives in 2018 and a photo presented by family members, add an extra layer of complexity to the case. This evidence raises questions about what really happened to the inmates after their spectacular escape. Ultimately, the fate of the Alcatraz escapees remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. Despite authorities' efforts to solve the case, theories continue to proliferate, keeping the intrigue surrounding one of the most defining events in prison history alive. There are several possible pieces of evidence that suggest the survival of the Alcatraz escapees after the 1962 escape. One of the most intriguing is the letter allegedly written by one of the inmates, John Anglin, in 2018. In this letter, John claims that he and his companions survived the escape and lived for decades after the event. He even proposes a deal with the authorities in exchange for medical assistance to treat cancer. In addition to the letter, a photo presented by family members shows 2 men believed to be the Anglin brothers on a farm in Brazil. This photo, dated 1975, was presented as proof that the fugitives managed to escape and lived a clandestine life for years. Although the authenticity of the photo is still questioned, it fuels speculation about the fate of the detainees. Another possible piece of evidence is the story related by an old friend of the Anglin brothers, Fred Fries. He claims to have spent a few days with the fugitives on a farm in Brazil in 1975 and even took a photo with them. This narrative, if true, would be concrete proof of the escapees' survival and their life after escaping from Alcatraz. This possible evidence adds a new layer of complexity to the case and raises questions about what really happened to the inmates after their spectacular escape. Despite investigations and speculation over the years, the ultimate fate of the Alcatraz escapees remains one of the great unsolved mysteries in criminal history. The reopening of the case of the Alcatraz fugitives by the police brought new hope of clarifying the mystery surrounding the 1962 escape. Given the possible evidence of survival presented by the letter and the photo, the FBI decided to resume investigations in search of definitive answers about the case. Fate of detainees. However, the investigations were not conclusive. Despite efforts to analyze the letter, verify the authenticity of the photo and search for new evidence, authorities were unable to confirm whether the fugitives actually survived the escape and lived for decades after the event. Handwriting, fingerprint and DNA analysis tests performed on the letter did not provide conclusive results, leaving many questions unanswered. The lack of concrete evidence made it difficult to resolve the case, leading authorities to an inconclusive conclusion. In view of this, the FBI decided to officially close the investigation into the escape from Alcatraz, without reaching a definitive conclusion about the fate of the fugitives. The case remained open, fueling speculation and debate among investigators and the general public. Despite authorities' efforts to solve the mystery, the final fate of the Alcatraz escapees remains unknown. The case remains one of the great unsolved enigmas in criminal history, leaving a legacy of intrigue and fascination that endures to this day. Did you like this fascinating story about the escape from Alcatraz? Share with your friends and family so that more people know this criminal history riddle. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos about intriguing stories like this. Thanks for watching.